Well, good morning. It's Thursday. It's bright sunny, a few clouds in the sky. We thought we were going to get some rain, but we didn't. It's going to be about 95 today, which by our standards is cool enough to break out the sweaters. That's quite a cloud bank over there. Never know what it'll do, but forecast is for no rain. We could sure use some. Doesn't seem right. Half the country is getting horrendous rains, and we would really like to have some. Anyway, Fred sits here. The Triumph is up there completely ready to go. It's Thursday, and I found out that I was reading the calendar wrong. Kevin's not going to be back until after the 1st of the next month, August. And so I'm going to ride this thing. I'm going to put it down and take it for a test ride. And if you see the subsequent video to this one, you'll know that I survived it. It's coming down anyway because I got the oil line in that I ordered for Fred. So it's sitting here. And I'll tell you the tale of what was wrong with the previous one. It actually wasn't the oil line's fault. And I found out what was wrong and fixed it, and I'll tell you all about it when I do the job. So the trumpet's coming down and going to be test ridden, and I'll let you know how that goes. And since it's sat here for over a week, I'm going to check and clean the pilot jets before I even try the start. And then it'll be a cold start. And then we'll see what happens in the test ride, whether or not I go back to working on Fred or have to do more work on this. We'll find out. So I got my bike kicking boots on, and I'm going to clean the pilot jets on this guy, and I'll do a cold start, which I will video, and then we will do a test ride. There you go. All right, well, bottom line is on any bike that sits in my shop for more than a week, before we start it, I just go ahead and test and clean or check and clean the pilot jets. It's just worthwhile doing rather than kicking on it 5 or 6 or 8 times and then saying, well, I think I'll clean the pilot jets. Why not? Take a screwdriver. This is the pilot jet air adjustment screw, okay? This is your idle. Leave this one alone unless you really need to change the idle. Leave it alone. Put the screwdriver into the little screw head on the adjuster and turn it in and count the half turns. 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, 1 1/2. Good. That's actually the starting point. Now take it out. 1 1/2 is a good starting point if we were going to adjust a carburetor that's been cleaned or worked on. Okay. Now, this is the cleaning tool that I use. I stock them and I give one to everybody whose bike I work on. Okay, it's a little bitty drill bit, I think about 20 thousandths of an inch, give or take. I've shortened mine and flattened the end to keep it from rolling. But basically, I stock them, I give them to clients I've worked on their bikes. This guy goes in here and you feel around gently, 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 ever so gently, until you feel it go all the way through the tiny little jet that's about halfway inside this tunnel. This one just popped in there just really nicely. In and out, in and out, in and out, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, like so, to clean out any oxidation. Okay. Now, I have CRC that I put a nozzle on. And there goes another. See the nozzle? You can hear in the background those doggone gas-powered leaf blowers. All right, and give it a shot. Hello, shot. That cleans out the jet. Put this back in. And all the way, and then out 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, back to what it was. Now you do the other side, and then you're going to do your cold start. Then you can go, I'm not even going to say it, but God, I hate those leaf blowers. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. The electric ones aren't so bad because they get turned on and they just blow. The gas-powered, They just wing, wing, wing. It's almost like listening to a two-stroke motorcycle, which they are. They're two strokes. So anyway, um, I can't even think with that thing in the background. Okay, on this side, well, I'll bring the camera around. What the heck? Exact same process. Let's go over here. You get to listen to the leaf blower too. It's at least two of them. That's an intrusion on quality of life. We shouldn't have to listen to that. All right, one half in, one in, 1 1/2, and basically 1 1/2. Take it out. Okay, this one's clean too, no crustiness. That's good. Okay, and a shot of CRC. Okay, and put it back in. All the way in and back out. 1/2, 1, 1 1/2, back to where it was. Okay, so I mean that's so simple. You might as well do it. If your bike's been sitting for more than a week or so, clean the pilot jet before you start to try to start it. Now you may notice that I have a nylon tie strap across this choke. That's to discourage people from using the choke. Here in Arizona, especially here in Phoenix, you just don't need chokes because it's always warm. So even in the dead of winter, I mean, you've got to be really cold before you need a choke around here. So I always put a night tie on it to to keep people from using them. I had a buddy who replaced his whole ignition system trying to fix poor running, and it turned out that his choke had slowly closed itself off, and the choke was the problem the whole time. That sort of goes with the old saying that I don't know if I made it up, but I sure like it. 90% of all ignition problems are choke. Excuse me. 90% of 90% of all ignition problems are carburation, and 90% of all carburation problems are actually ignition. So that's why I'm a proponent of electronic ignition systems. Once you eliminate the mechanical ignition, you've pretty well eliminated ignition problems. Pretty well eliminated ignition problems. Pretty well, not totally, pretty well. And you can concentrate on carbs when your bike is hard to start. And I really want to go over there and I really want to go over there. Listen to them. They make me nuts. Let's do a cold start. I think I got a runaway tickle. No, just a sloppy tickle. Never a good idea to start a bike when you got gasoline on it. All right, tickle, tickle. 2 petcocks on. Let's give it a kick. Oh, come on. That's a brand new battery. Oh, thank you. Whew. Okay. Hitch up your big boy pants. Come on, big fella. You got some gas. That was my mistake. I may need Kevin's 13s. Aha! Something's sticking. I think this part of the throttle assembly is too tight. And it's holding the slide up. And that's why it's idling fast. Hmm. I don't know why. All right. Let me put some more slack up here. Maybe that'll loosen the whole deal. I've learned over the years that there are no two wrenches that'll fit this. These are made out of sizes that don't fit anything, so I just go ahead and grab two little adjustables. I've given up trying to find the right wrenches for these darn things. I just reach for the adjustables and use those. You need at least a 1/4 inch slack up here. Okay? Okay, now you have a little slack down here too, so I put some slack in the whole system. Okay, let's try that, then we'll try to adjust that idle again. That was interesting. I remember when it came back from Kevin's ride that the idle seemed to be too high. Let's see if it'll start again. Okay, now I get to adjust the idle with the screwdriver I threw way over here. I can't handle those blowers. That's about 900 RPM. Good oil flow. Okay, I'm going to take it outside and test ride it. All right, I'm gonna go get a jacket and come back and do a test ride. Okay, the bike is outside. You can't see it behind the car. And both of my riding jackets are in the RV, which is in the shop being repaired after I hit a deer with it. This is my lady friend's jacket. Cool jacket, huh? I got a cool lady friend. So I'm going to go out and start the bike, ride it, come back, let you know how it goes. Well, I'm back. Survived the test ride. The bike ran like a top. However, do notice that it's back on the lift. Everything worked perfectly except the speedometer. I've got it up here and I pulled the cable off the underside of the speedometer itself. I've got the cable hanging out here in the wind right here. And this guy is spinning and it shouldn't. That tells me that the other end is not engaging the sender, or that the sender is bad, which is brand new. So the joy of all of this is to just check the sender. I need to take off both mufflers, the chain, drop the axle, drop the brake, move the wheel back, and then I can get this brand new sender off of here and find out, pray tell, why art thou not working? And see what I can do about it. Also, it's British. I don't know where that's coming from. I'll get up underneath and see if I can see a source. Chasing oil leaks is very, very time consuming because no matter where they drip from, that's not where they come from. Oil travels, oil accumulates, and then oil drips. So we'll see what I can see when I get this thing up in the air. And that's the way it is. Okay, it's 9:15. Let's see how fast I can get access to the speedometer drive assembly. Here we go, bike's up in the air and I'm getting ready to start removing the rear wheel. All right, so watch that end. So the cable is turning. So the cable's not broken. Okay, that's the good news, I guess. Cable is not broken, but the cable seems to be worn at this end. I'm going to put it in here. We put the cable back on the sender as it hangs here in the wind. So right now, the cable is hooked up to the sender. Way back there. Somewhere. See it down there? So now with the cable hooked up to the sender, you should not be able to spin the sender from this end because it's not centered. But the cable shouldn't spin either. It should sort of jam when I try to turn the cable from this end. So trying to find the cable again. Let's go over here and see if I can spin it. And I can. Doggone it. So the end of the cable, even though it looks good, isn't grabbing. So at this point in time, it's one of two things. Either the cable itself is bad or the inside of the sender is bad. Stand by, I'm going to do a little examining. All right, two things. First of all, this is the end of the cable that goes inside the speedometer driver. Okay, I stick it in there and I can spin it. It's not grabbing. Okay, so you can say to yourself, hey, this guy's bad. Well, not so fast, Beaver Breath. Here's my little test section. I stick it in there and I can't turn it. It's grabbing just fine. I think it's a matter of these two ends. Take a look at the ends of these cables. This is my test cable down here with nice crisp corners. And here's the cable that came out of the bike with nice, not crisp corners, shall we say. It's just slightly rounded. I'm going to replace the cable. This sender seems to be just fine, and I'm going to replace this cable. I'm not going to put shrink tube on it. Not a bad idea, but I'm just not going to do it. So let me see if I can scare up a cable real quick. Okay, well, we have a problem. We don't have a problem. We have a problem. There's a problem. First of all, it's a brand new unit. Works perfectly with my test cable end. Stick it in here, and it goes in nice and tight and will not turn. See that? It's tight. See that? And it turns properly when I turn the internals of the drive. So yay verily, with my test cable end, it works perfectly. With the cable end that came out of the bike, not so much. I put it in there and I can spin it. See that? It's not grabbing. Now, the heck of it is, it does grab on the old one, this defective unit. It does grab. I can't turn it. See that? So I'm going to order a new cable, and I'm going to order a new Speedo drive unit that is not this brand. Okay, and see if the combination of a new Speedo transmission sender of a different brand works okay with a brand new cable, and refund this one, and if the other one works, charge that one. So right now I'm caught between a defective drive that doesn't work at all, a brand new drive that works perfectly with one cable but not with another, and the other being the one that's from the bike. And say, Libby, I will let you know as soon as I have these parts on order. Okay, so I'm at a stopping point once again. I'm going to put the rear wheel on temporarily, roll the bike out of the way, order the part that we need. We're going to get a new speedometer sender unit of a different brand and a new speedometer cable and see if those two new items solve the failure of the speedometer to work on the test ride. Other than that, the test ride was great, other than the fact that we also have an oil leak over there that I sort of need to look for. And oil leaks are just a pain. So I'll get under there and see if I see anything obvious. But right now, this bike's going to go off to the side, and I have the old farts, PHARTZ. Lunch today, I'll be going to that. It's 10 after 10, and the lunch is at 11, so I'm going to try to button this thing up and go to lunch. And that's where we are right now on this gorgeous Triumph. Okay, I'm out of here.